Because the two of us love each other, our relationship will go on, we shall have no hardships, and we forget that actually God is the one who enables us in relationship. I have learned that marriage has to be worked on, and also relationships have to have a certain structure. Hello friends, and welcome back to God's Own YouTube channel. Probably the time you're watching this episode, it's either the end of the year or it's the beginning of the new year, and whichever way it is, we want to thank God who has enabled us to come to the end of the year, and God who has enabled us to go into the new year. So happy new year, and we thank the Lord for this. Yes, my name is Maureen Hilda, and I'm the host for God's Own YouTube channel. We've been covering relationships for the 2025, and we have heard from you. We thank you for the love. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for all the positive feedback that you have given us, even the negative. We welcome it here. So I'm here to just appreciate you for all the support, and I want to encourage you to subscribe if you haven't yet. For our continuing subscribers, thank you very much for all the support. Yes, if it's your first time here, please, this is a place where we get to learn. This year in 2025 we've been focusing on relationships really, and we thank you because of your feedback. Now we know what to do even in the next year. But feel free, if you have certain topics you would want us to talk about, comment in the description. Tell us, what topics can we look at in the new year? What are some of the things we are struggling with as singles, as married people, and you would want us to highlight those? Please feel free to share with us in the comment section. And also, if you're out there, maybe you're a couple, you're a single lady, single gentleman, maybe you're in relationships and you have a story to share, something that others can learn from, please just reach out to us. The email is right in the description. Send us an email and tell us, I would want to share my story. You are more than welcome. Yes, so before I move further into today's topic, I want to talk about 3 myths. I think from the conversations we've been having, personally, as a person, I have concluded with 3 myths. The things I used to know are important, but now actually I know the reality. So these are the things I'm going to share, at least the things I've learned from the relationship series we have been covering. And maybe with these 3 things, they can help someone out there. Yeah, so before I go to dive into those, I want to appreciate Ark Photography for the good work in airing our videos, the photos and everything. Want to appreciate Eta Uganda that has given us a place. Yeah, throughout last year we have been really doing our videos. We have been, airing at this wonderful place. So thank you so much, Eta Uganda, for that. And of course, I want to appreciate all our subscribers. Yes, thank you so much for supporting us. So our topic today is, I'm talking about 3 myths that previously maybe I thought were so important about relationship, but with the conversations that we've been having, that people have been hosting, I have learned 3 things. And also with what they've taught us, there are 3 particular things that I have learned, and these are 3 things I would want us to know as we end there or as we begin the new year. Yes, so join me as we dive into this. Yes, so our the number one myth I knew was that we can do, like, as long as we love each other, we can do relationship, no problem. Yeah, so this particular myth, it feels like because the 2 of us love each other, our relationship will go on, we shall have no hardships, and we forget that actually God is the one who enables us in relationships. So the first thing I've learned from that myth is that God is the one who should be in charge of our relationships. Basically, we need to put him first. God is the one who's going to help that marriage to flourish. God is the one who's going to help that relationship to thrive. Amen. And God has to have his place, because when he has his place, then the two of you can be able to work together. So the business of us saying that, as long as we love each other, this will go on. We don't need help. We don't need anyone. Let's check in on that. At least I have learned that God has to remain the center. Whether you're married, God has to remain the center. Whether you're in a relationship and maybe you're getting into a relationship, you need to know that you have to have your relationship with God, and so that that remains in the picture. God remains in the picture. We can't put him aside to do relationship, or because I found this person, they are so good, they'll be able to take up the place of God. No, God's place has to remain there. So friends out there, maybe you're entering into a relationship, you're in a relationship, you're married, let God be the first priority in our relationships. That is the first one. So my second one, the second one that I've learned, the myth was that the two of us, now for people in a relationship, the two of us can work things out alone. We don't need community. We don't need training. And this thing is a normal thing. We can be able to work it out as long as we love each other. Almost similar to the first one, we shall be able to walk this journey. Well, on the contrary, I have learned that marriage has to be worked on, and also relationships have to have a certain structure for us to be able to move in a direction whereby we are not going to make mistakes, where we are going to have, meaningful courtships, fruitful courtships, or wonderful marriages that remain on fire. We are going to have to work on that. So we have different platforms that have been coming up to encourage us. I don't know, you could have a platform in your church that enables you to teach you some of these things you need to know if you're getting into a relationship, or if you're in a relationship, some of the other key things you need to work on. So that we have to remain working on our relationships. It is not that I've found them and forever, like how these fairy tale movies, happily ever after. Well, that comes with work. So we have to put in the work, whether it's a relationship and whether it is a marriage. So the two of you may not work it out. You are going to need community. You're going to need the support you need on this journey. So let us embrace all these opportunities whereby we can get the knowledge on how to do relationship better, how to do marriage better, because it's going to be very important for us to have these long-lasting relationships. So that is something I've also learned, and at least I will be prepared for that, and maybe you also need to know that. And then the third myth that I thought about was that what we always maybe thought is that everything will be rosy. There will be no challenges, there will be no problems. Well, I want to tell you that on the contrary, every relationship will have problems. Every relationship will have challenges. So we get into relationships when we are expecting that everything is going to be merry from day one until that day we are 100 years, we are celebrating together. No, it's the contrary. At least from everything I've been learning and what we have observed, it is not like that. It goes back to my earlier point, which is working on. So not everything will be easy. Remember, you're two different people, you're coming together. This person has had their past, they have their present, they have their future. You also come as the two different people. So the most important thing is, as we have been sharing in our earlier episodes, work on yourself. Become the best version of yourself. Let also the other party become the best version of themselves, so that just in case you meet challenges, because the two of you are open-minded and you're ready to work on it, and you have community around, you're going to navigate this challenge as well. So it will not be merry. No, the challenges will come, but at least if you have God at the center, you are working on this, then these challenges can be maneuvered. Amen. Yes. And these challenges are not to really break. No, they are there to build you up and to be able to take the relationship to a good level. So those are the three myths, but also the 3 things I have learned about relationships, and maybe they could encourage one person or 2 out there. Yeah, so at least as we end there, maybe if next year you have plans to get married, you have plans to get into a relationship, these are some of the things you need to look out for. Yes, do not forget them. Well, that is all I had for you today. I wanted to mainly appreciate you for all the support, to thank you for all the support you've given us, to thank the people whom we've been working with, and to get excited for the new year, for the coming year ahead. I love you so much. Maureen Hilda again. Bye bye.